Okay, it's our seventh day diving here in Boracay, and we need to start with a nice breakfast. Then, after the breakfast, we go diving, and you're seeing now the biggest swimming pool in the whole of Boracay. Fortunately, it's true that it's the biggest pool if you compare it with Shangri-La in terms of square foot or square meter. And here's my computer, my underwater camera, and my dive bag, and everything is ready, including my mask. So ready to walk towards the beach. Still waiting for the boat. I'd just like to remind you that if you want to have a wide beach wherein there are no vendors, this is the place. But you have to book either Shangri-La, Mobin Peak, or Crimson. And Mobin Peak is right in the center, and they're actually sharing the beach. So here's the boat. It's a banca boat with the new divers here. Oh, I see some foreigners. So I just forgot the name of the dive shop, but anyway, I might recall later. So I think we're ready to go. Here we go. And the dive plan was to meet on the surface. So I just need to follow the dive plan, meet on the surface, and after meeting on the surface, we start to descend. Okay, so I know this is a very good, I know this is a very difficult dive site because it's reaching right before Yapak, and it's called anong pangalan, Berna? Punta Bunga? Punta Bunga. Yeah, if you ask my wife, it's called Punta Bunga. Okay, so also if it's flooding, you start with Bali High, and then Punta Bunga, going to Yapak. I hope I said it right. So it's a difficult dive wherein there's strong currents, and it's about 35 meters deep. Okay, but right now it looks like, based on the video that I'm seeing, the current is quite mild right now. You can see the current is mild. Normally when it's strong current, the fish are facing the current because they really enjoy it. But well, the corals, they look healthy, except that my camera is no good because I don't have my blue filter, and at the same time I don't have any lights. But at least you have an idea. If you go to Punta Bunga, this is how deep it is. It's about 35 meters, depends on the tide. And I would like to say that 35 meters is a pretty good depth. Unlike Yapak, you reach about 40 to 45 meters, which will not allow you to stay longer. Oh, these are nice sponges. Okay, look at them. So nice. So I think the current is trying to pick up now, but the way it seems, we're just enjoying a very good drift dive here at Punta Bunga. And normally the beginners, they don't normally do this dive because of the current and also because of the strong currents. But you have an idea how healthy the corals are, whether hard or soft corals. Okay, so if you want to reach this side, number one rule is you should have at least minimum of 20 dives, and you're supposed to be advanced diver. And if you come here, I would suggest it should be a maximum of 2 divers with 1 dive master. So it's not going to be a stressful dive, because if it's going to be so many divers with only 1 dive master, it can be a bit stressful, okay? Unless, of course, there is no current. But when you go to places like this, the currents can always get strong. Okay? As I pan my camera, look at that. There's so many sea fans, but lots of small fishes. And for me, it's absolutely healthy. When I say healthy, at least unlike the shallow part, wherein it's normally being stepped by Korean divers. I would like to say Korean divers because the Koreans, they love to step on the corals. Yes, very unfortunate, but they don't go to this area because there's so much business going on in Boracay, and there's a lot of what you call discover scuba diving, and they put down their price so low, and there's no regulation on that particular dive, and some dive shops, they just want to make money. Oh, look at that, huh? That's a small little cave there. So at least here with the current, it gives the corals more life, because the corals, the stronger the current is, they survive better on the kind of environment because they're always clean. As a matter of fact, I've been to a dive site wherein there's no current. The dive center, they have to vacuum. Imagine that. They have to vacuum the corals just to make sure they have a dive site. So, just looking at it like that, just looking at it like that, while we are gliding through this Punta Bunga, for me, it's okay, all right? And there's something that I really experienced, wherein if you're just watching, you will never experience what we call narcosis, right? So when you go this particular depth, you don't need to be drunk. You just want to feel a little high, and it's a natural high that you're going to feel, which you will never feel if you're just watching. And that's the reason why the depth of at least 26 to 40 meters would be good for any scuba diver, because at least you can feel some narcosis entering into your body. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can just turn it off, because it's true that nitrogen narcosis makes you feel good. Okay, so that's the problem with this dive. It's a deep dive, and now you can see the dive master already deploying the balloon. So that's the disadvantage of having a short dive when it's very, very deep. Unless of course you're using maybe twin tanks, or you have a double tank, then you have enough time to decompress. Okay, you cannot go up right away. So and of course when it's deep, you tend to consume more air. And look at them, they're so happy after the dive. Okay, so the dive site is called Punta Bunga here in Boracay Island. Okay. Okay, we start doing our second dive. with island staff divers located in Station 3 of Boracay. And we are diving with a group of foreigners. One of them is from Australia. I think the guy without the shirt is from United Kingdom. That's what I think. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, they're both foreigners. So here's our staff giving us VIP treatment. We just need to back roll. Now we start to descend. As soon as we back roll, we decided to meet on the surface, and once we're done with that, we back roll, and here you're seeing this wreck. It's a plane wreck, which is not so far from the very known wreck which they call the Kamya. According to island staff, it's about 100 meters, no? So maybe if you get lucky, you can do 2-in-1 dive. And I would like to believe that the Kamya wreck is much better dive site than this plane, because it's just a small plane where you can actually penetrate. And I think there's more life on the Kamya wreck. But anyway, just saying that there's 2 wrecks here in Boracay, and the depth is pretty good, where you can get nitrogen narcosis if that's what you want. Because me, honestly speaking, that's what I want. So unless you dive below 20 meters, you don't feel anything, you know. Normally it starts at 20 meters if you want to feel some narcosis. So that's part of relaxing. Okay, so this wreck is going to be penetrated by the 2 foreigners. There you go. We start going inside. I didn't decide to go with them because I've been to this wreck already. So we're just showing you that they start penetrating from the back part and they end up on the front part. Okay, so oops, I think he's swimming the wrong way, because normally when you enter a wreck, you have to do a frog kick. Yes, remember that. If you're watching and if you're a diver, when entering a wreck, it's got to be a frog kick, because you don't want the silt to go up. Okay, so because if you don't do the frog kick and the silt starts going up, then it can cause some trouble, especially if you don't see any opening to be able to get out. So anyway, still okay, and they were able to come out on the other side. And if you want to do wreck diving, you have to be at least advanced diver. So from open water, you can take your advance, and if you want to learn more, then you do rescue diving until you want to become a dive master up to instructor. And the highest rank would be, of course, director, unless you're so passionate that you really enjoy diving. Well, I enjoy diving myself. I'm already 65, and I've been diving for the past, I would say, 25 years. I wish I started diving when I was 20. So okay, so we're done with the wreck, and the plan was, right after the wreck, we go to another site to be able to gas out. So the dive master is bringing us to a shallower portion, and this is what you will experience. There's still life in it, and according to our dive guide, he saw two giant hawksbill turtle. I'm also excited whether it will show on the video. We saw them twice, but I was not too near, because normally when you get so near these big animals, they run away. So you just have to be. If you have a zoom on your camera, it should be much better. Alright, so basically we're done with the wreck. It was actually a short dive. Like what I said, there's not really enough penetration. I think they're shooting the turtle. Oh, there's a turtle, but my video is not so clear. I think the turtle's running away. Yes, so the turtle ran away. So I guess I have to just deal with what I see. So right now I'm seeing a lot of how should I say that, those kinds of corals, staghorn. Okay, they're called staghorn corals. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you get lucky, when you see staghorn corals, you get to see mandarin fish. However, it's the end of the dive. Actually, I was the one who deployed the balloon because I wanted to test my balloon, and here it goes. It's a very long balloon which I just bought, and I told our guide if we can deploy it so I can shoot some video. So at least it's working, and we're done with the dive. They're all already in the boat. So I would like to suggest, if you want to have a very good dive master, try out Island Staff in Station 3 in Boracay. So thank you for watching.